And welcome back, creative writers. Today is a casual Monday update stream. So we got a couple of cool things. It looks like I have 4 updates, 4 announcements, and one brand new announcement coming up. So stick around. I'll give it a few minutes. We'll give it a couple minutes. Let everyone hop into the stream, and then we'll hop into our updates. How was your weekend? I saw you guys were already hopping into the chat. Very, very cool. I hope we were all able to make some good progress. Let me tell you, I've been going back and forth every single hour on this one dilemma that I just don't know what to do. Do I finish the Hermes the cat story or go back to Scarecrow? This is like such like a dilemma that I just feel like I'm caught in between, and I just don't know what to do. I want to do both. I don't have the time to do both at the same time. Yeah, still figuring that one out. I feel myself. I'm already missing Scarecrow. Well, because I want to get Scarecrow will be my first solo published book. So I'm really looking forward to that. But I want to get the Hermes the Cat story ready for y'all. So anybody who wants to play the rough version, the rough draft of the book, go through the book, the game, can definitely do so. More to come. I'll let you guys know. Let's see, if we have time, I'll probably just do a free write at the end. I was like, I don't think I have an hour's worth of announcements. So yeah, there's my goal for that one. Let's see. I was like, I'm pulling up Hermes the cat. So how's your guys' Mondays going? Hopefully we have some good writing goals for the week. I would love to hear. We're out of the month of November. We're in the first week of the end of the year. If you've been struggling with your writing, if you feel like you haven't been making progress, now's your time to set the goal. Set a writing goal for yourself. Let's end the year strong, right? It's anytime you watch one of those like workout videos, they're always like, end strong. So what's your goal for this last month, for the end of the year? What is your writing goal? Whether the goal is just for this week or just for the month, I would love to hear. Drop it down in the comments. All right, let me just say hello, Bobby. Glad to have you in here. Like, I'm going to send you my memoir to you by midnight. Awesome. That's really cool, my friend. Definitely feel free to send that along. And then also make sure to include any of the other questions I asked. And I can give you a pricing on, I think you were asking about a proofread. You said you have a big dilemma, add a prologue and epilogue or disregard both. We've had the prologue and epilogue debate in this community quite a number of times. It depends on what is the core story. The core story should start at chapter 1 and end on the last page. A prologue and an epilogue are additional things that are used by writers to add either world building or to add elements that they feel like the reader has to know, but it's not part of the core story. And that changes for every genre. I'm not sure what prologue and epilogue conventions are for memoirs. So I think that would be a question better served towards someone else, or maybe doing a little bit of research. Hey, what's up, Jenny? Glad to have you in the stream, my friend. Welcome back. And Miss Lynn, welcome. Tiara in the house. What's up? ML, glad to have you here. It looks like Lynn threw up a good comment. For memoirs, prologues, and epilogues, for memoirs, prologues and epilogues can be tricky. I had that gut as well, but like I don't read enough memoirs, so I just wouldn't know. I'm more inclined prologue than epilogue for memoirs, but only if the context can't be portrayed in the main text. Mm-hmm. What I think a trend that we've been seeing in the past couple of years is readers will ask themselves, why is there a prologue? I just want to read the story. So we're starting to see more of a trend where readers will skip a prologue because they just want to read the story. They're like, I don't need this buildup. I just want to be thrown into the world of story. I want to be with the character. I want to know what's up. So that is a trend that we're starting to see, which means that if you do the prologue, it has to be important and it has to be effective. Woo, ML, I received my paperback copy of Freaky Friday Flash Fiction in the mail today. Woo, that's so exciting. I know I've been seeing some of your guys' pictures. I know Megan did a really, really cool unboxing of the paperback over on Instagram. I was like, oh, so honored. That's so cool. I'm so glad that they were able to get those out to you. Because I live in the middle of nowhere, my copies probably won't even come in till next week. I'm like, well, that sucks. That's what I get for living in the middle of nowhere. But I'm living vicariously through you guys this week. So I'm very happy you guys are getting your copies of the book in. Hey, what's up, Courtney? Welcome, welcome, welcome. The Cough Meister. Yes, I'm like coffee, coffee. That's what coffee, coffee. That's yeah. I was like, I wonder if that's gonna be the coffee brand name. Scarecrow. So it sounds like you're like Scarecrow would be your choice. Courtney is like finish, so you can focus on Scarecrow. Yeah, that's that yeah. Because I really need to finish Scarecrow because that's really like my debut novel. And it's not a lack of desire for either projects. Both projects are a lot of fun. Um, I ask myself the amount of time it's going to take to get Hermes finished. The Hermes story is what 60,000 words, and I think it needs 3.5 more chapters written. And I think about half of it needs to be the formatting needs to be updated for it to be done with a rough draft. So maybe something I'm considering is spending a couple of days to finish the last couple chapters and getting it ready and out so people can enjoy the rough draft version of it. And then down the line, Sol and I are going to come up with a plan of like, all right, well, what do we want to do with this manuscript? Do we want to do something else with it, like publishing? So we're going to figure that out and we'll get back to you guys. And then Sol, I know, is also working on developing the game. And that timeline for that, we'll update you guys once we know more. Woo, that's a great goal. Writing goal, finish Ghost Book 5. Yes, that is a great goal. Lynn, are you almost done with the book? Are you like pretty close in the draft that you're currently on? So like when you say writing goal to finish it, is that like finishing the rough draft of it? Or are you on a later or on one of the later drafts? I'm just kind of curious. But by the way, the fact that you're on book 5 with the other first 4 books of that series published, that's amazing. That's really amazing, my friend. Hey, what's up, John? Welcome, welcome, welcome. As you know what, John? I literally am just recognizing that now that I see all 3 of your names, Courtney, Lynn, and John in the chat. I don't know what it is with Stevensons. We just got a lot of Stevensons in the community. That's oh man. I think what's even funny is John, you're under John H. Stevenson the fourth, and Lynn is Lynn Stevenson Ivers, and Ivy is technically the 4th. So I'm just saying like the writing similarities. It just the irony is kind of funny. Courtney, writing goal to finish off the year is to decide on falling after a meeting this week. Yes, I'm so looking forward to our meeting, Courtney. Really, really looking forward to it. Just finished a wrap on the book, so very, very much looking forward to being able to review it all with you, and then that way we'll be able to talk through like the strategy and how you want to tackle the next step of the process. Yeah, we were talking about the prologue. A bad prologue can ruin a good story. Last one I read, a Glenn Beck young adult fiction. The prologue made me want to basically drop the novel. Yeah, that's why prologues have to be intentional. I know, at least for my genre, fantasy, prologues are a little bit more accepted. Prologue epilogues are a little more commonly accepted. I do know that for a fact, but there's still the same what's the word? There's still the same like tiredness from just prologues in general. And there's certain prologues that readers just will not do anymore because they've been done so consistently. So it's like if I was to do a prologue, it would have to be something clever that feels fresh. But yes, I already made the decision before Scarecrow that Scarecrow did not need a prologue. However, Scarecrow does have an epilogue that's actually split into a couple different sections. And I think it was very intentional as a lead up to the following book, which is also a very common thing for fantasy books. Like my sister, best friend, and mom got their copies before me. Oh, mom, oh, that's so cool. They're really supporting you, Courtney. That's actually really awesome. I was like, oh, I just want my copy. I just want my copy so I could take the picture and put it up on socials. Coffee slogan. If you're dragon, drink Kaufman coffee. Yes. Let's see. Like I am at about 60,000 and need to get to 75,000 for the first draft. Well, that's awesome. So only 15,000. Sounds like you're pretty close. I feel pretty confident, Lynn, with your writing consistency. You'll probably be able to get up by the end of the month. That feels like a doable goal. Coffee. If you're a dragon, drink coffee. Yeah, coffee. I know. John, you're like, I have one of those gut feelings based on advice that I've seen from a lot of booktubers and author tubers. Never have a debut novel below 100,000 words, maybe 120,000 with fantasy. Never have a debut novel below. Yeah, and that's not something I'm worried about with mine. Fantasy readers, there's like so many trends that fantasy readers really expect. I think when I researched it originally, the average word count for fantasy books 2022 to 2024 tends to range between 90,000 to 120,000 is the average, with the first book in the series generally being a little shorter and each book getting progressively bigger as an average. As y'all know, right now the second draft of Scarecrow is about 140,000. Still struggling cutting out words, so we'll see as we get into the second act. I think everything that I've added for the first act has been necessary to flesh out the character journey, to flesh out, make the plot. Like there needed to be more elements of hints, intrigue that was pulling the reader along, which I don't think was there in the rough draft. The second act of the story I know is definitely stronger, and it's probably where I'm going to end up cutting from the novel, realistically, because I feel great about the third act. But yeah, it's probably going to be the second act. Hey, what's up, Neil? Glad to have you in the stream, my friend. Awesome. So, all right, perfect. So this is good time. So let's hop into announcements. So 4 announcements today with one brand new announcement that y'all are not expecting. So let's see. We'll go the easy announcements first that you guys are already aware of. So very first announcement, I know you guys were talking about it in the chat already, but for those of you who have not yet, I should pull it up. For those of you who have yet to pick up a copy of the Freaky Friday Flash Fiction Anthology, it is live. The anthology went live on Black Friday. I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it went live last Black Friday, and it is available for you to purchase. This is a great way if you want to support the community. Like it helped. Trust me. Like for me to do this, to even do the thing in color, the cover and the back and cover, with the small page count, like we're basically making nickels. We're making like pennies on it, basically. So what I'm going to do is all the proceeds that we generate from the paperback is going to be reinvested back into the community. That could maybe be towards the Discord. That could be towards, hey, maybe we want to get like a bigger author to come and speak on the channel. I think there's so many different options. What I'm going to do is I'm going to include all y'all in the decision-making process, probably in January. I'll probably include it in January based on however much we generate from it. So we'll see. But definitely, if you want to support the community, it's only $4.99 on Amazon. Makes a great Christmas present. Super easy read. Supernatural, thriller, mysteries. For those of you who missed the Freaky Friday Anthology, we've also included for the author color signature page, which actually came out really, really badass. It came out way better than I anticipated. We have 4 new cover arts and then 2 brand new flash fiction stories in it. I can say with absolute certainty that I am so proud of the story of my own that I added to it, it is probably one of the best pieces of flash fiction I've ever written. Now, I don't write flash fiction. I think I would still put it in the same category for me as maybe like shorts, anything that's under 20,000 words. I would say it's one of the best that I personally feel like I've written with the challenge that I set for myself. Whenever I do short stories, the thing that I care about is creating a believable reading experience with an unexpected twist that subverts expectation but delivers on the initial reading experience. I'm very, very happy with how it turned out. So right now it is only available as a purchase of the paperback. But let's say like, hey, I'm not a paperback reader. You can always check out the ebook version of it that has the 12 original stories as well. If you want to go pick up a copy, the link is down in the YouTube description. All right, beautiful. So that is announcement number 1. Yep. Cool. I wanted to make sure I had the anthology Amazon link down in the YouTube description, so you can go down there if you are interested. Woo, yeah, you got your copy in the mail. I'm gonna feel like jealous for the next week till I can get my copy. Let's see. Bobby, like, I just have an idea. I'm gonna donate my book sales to your channel when I do publish my memoir. Aw. That's really sweet of you, my friend. That's very, very cool. Yeah, and I mean, like, with me building up trying to build up the writing business, like it's interesting because I've been able to be at a very low cost of living this past year. Hence the reason I was able to quit the day job completely and then go full in on this business. I am on this mindset probably for at least the next 5 years. I mean, I think the average business takes about 2 years on average to at least get to some level of sustainability, and about 5 years to get to a greater level of sustainability. I feel confident in it. As such, I generally tend to reinvest about 80% of what I make back into the business because that's what I care about. I care about creating a writing community that is accessible for all writers while having values that are about the writing itself, but also being kind, being clear with the things that you want. As all of you know, for those of you who've been, whether you've joined the community recently or been with us throughout this past year. All right, so enough. I'm gonna get off my podium. Let's see. Okay. So announcement number 2. So with a quick side. So this is a quick note I have to go pull up a story. So this is a quick shout out, if we can pull it up, for our Hermes the cat. Our Hermes the cat story. We wrapped this was the 3rd holiday writing event that we've done on the channel this year. We did all 5 weekends, and we ended off our goal at 60,000 words. I want to say we had about 5 authors. I think it was about 5, maybe 6. We had about 5 to 6 authors contribute actual pieces of writing towards the manuscript, with Soul and myself writing the majority of it. I would say Soul's probably written about, yeah, I would say Soul's definitely written more than me, because Soul's a faster writer, but we've definitely contributed a pretty large portion to it. So very, very cool. Very excited. I just want to say, like, this is a huge thank you for anybody who was involved in our Hermes the cat story. We had so much fun creating it and putting it together. This was a really, really great experience. So I really, really had fun. Gaigon Rider, can you go back and read my excerpt from the chapter? Yeah, sure thing. You're right. The excerpt that we did. So I'll do a quick little reading because it's actually pretty brief, which I think actually works out very well. So I'll show you. This was a pathing option in one of the chapters. I won't tell you where, so that way if you play through it yourself, you can enjoy it. Let's see, where did it go? All right, so I want to say that it was here, because I got to make sure I got to the right pathing option. I was like, I don't think I finished formatting this part yet. Okay. All right. So I do a quick little reading of it. I think this works out very well. All right. So this is an option where you choose to trust an old man. I won't give too much setup, so it doesn't really give away the overall setting of what happens. But essentially, when you choose this option, you trust the old man and turn your back on your companion in this chapter, Romeo. Hermes eyed the brown tabby and elbowed him in the gut. I won't be fooled by another of you cats. What's this saying? Fool me once? He looked down upon the brown tabby, who attempted to speak of bravery, trust, and love. Hermes could only roll his eyes as he approached the old man. Thank you. I tell you all about their evil deeds and return you home post haste. Hermes didn't trust this old man either, but he had to know the truth. He was done being jerked around from one ghost cat to the other. Time to take control of his life. He approached the old man and sniffed the air. It felt old and stale, despite the fresh air wafting into the archways. What did he know? He already felt like he had been down here for too long. You'll go back to your beach before you know it, the old man whispered. He heard the whimpers of the brown tabby behind him. Good riddance. Hermes approached the old man as he took one step forward, landing in one of the pools of blood. So this is a gameplay element. If you have accessed blood magic, this actually changes the outcome of this event. You'll have to play through the game if you want to see how to use blood magic. Okay, so we're going to assume that you have not accessed blood magic. So Hermes yanks the chain tethering the old man to the floor and claws the cloth coverings from the prisoner's hands. The brown tabby hisses in terror behind him, but Hermes ignores the dolt. He grins as the old man rises to his feet. You made the right choice. Home is where the heart is after all, isn't it? The old man grins, his smile turning darker. Hermes' smile drops. Wait, how did the old man know he wanted to return to his beach? Had he shared that with anyone outside of his dreams? There was only one other cat who spied him there. Hermes' eyes widened. The old man winked and snapped his fingers. The world vanished around Hermes. Hermes' owner loves to crochet. Likewise, Hermes loves to play with the yarn while his owner is working with it. One day, while his owner was crocheting in a rocking chair, Hermes decided to take the ball of yarn and play with it. While doing so, he got himself tangled up in it. You stupid cat, his owner muttered angrily. Hermes hissed and meowed in frustration. You dumb cat, that isn't for you to play with, his owner said, then found a toy for him and threw it, and he chased after it, getting himself untangled. But did that teach Hermes a lesson in not playing with yarn? Hell no, it didn't. He still did the same old routine every day. At first, his owner thought it was cute. Now it just pisses them off. They laughed at Hermes when he gets tangled, but they secretly want to strangle him or throw him out the house and never have another animal again. But what can they do? They're suckers for animals. The next day, the whole process repeats itself. Hermes' owner sits down to crochet, and what does Hermes do? Starts playing with the yarn. Of course, it is a never-ending thing with him, and that stupid yarn. Caught up in the yarn, Hermes remembers that this wasn't his home. He dreamt of blood elves, factions, ghost cats, and many other strange adventures. They couldn't be dreams. The days reset, and Hermes was forever caught by the ball of yarn. His owner, an old man with a long beard, seemed to enjoy his misery, his torment. Day in, day out, Hermes repeated this pattern until he was old and gray, caught up in a trap outside of his means of escape and beyond his understanding. End of adventure. So, end reading. So that was a brief excerpt from the Hermes the Cat story. I absolutely loved how that little excerpt came out. So that was really cool. Glad I was able to do a quick little reading for you guys. Once again, for those of you guys who were involved, whether you did an inspired by, you did an author credit, or you did one of the other credits, you will be credited based on what we saw, and we'll be reaching out to you if we need more details. Okay, so onwards to announcement number 3. So I got one, moderate and a major announcement. So the moderate announcement. So for those of you guys who do not know, let's see, let me pull these up. All right. So for those of you who do not know, today is the end of my holiday writing service discount. I'm offering a 30% off discount off of these services: book editing, alpha beta reading, critiques, or proofreading. So you're like, how much does it cost? The cost is going to be based on two factors. It's going to be based on how much the word count of your a novel or whatever it is that you need help with, which is why I will offer to do a free sample with to be able to give you an estimate of how much it will cost. The word count, in addition to how long I'm going to judge that it will take me, and part of that is the skill level of the writer. A beginner writer, let's say a beginner writer might take me 2 to 3 times the amount of time as an experienced writer, because their way with word choice, style, and skill just requires more time and attention. So definitely something to keep in mind. If you're interested, either drop a comment or shoot me an email, and I'd be happy to send you a free quote. The thing that I do that other editors do not is I always offer a story Bible. So story Bibles are great if you need to keep track of characters, if you need to keep track of plot, summaries, marketing stuff, publishing stuff, overview. We do breakdowns. There's so many options, and the way that the Story Bible is tailored is based on your specific story and your needs. So definitely wanted to give that a call out. I had decided to extend it today to honor Cyber Monday. Definitely reach out if you have any questions or you want to learn more. And let's say you're like, hey, I'm going to need this in the future. You could purchase and sign up now. Essentially, every client every client deal is really finalized with a contract that clarifies the exact value that you'll be getting as a client and with your project, and the processing the payment for it, whether that's the full payment or a partial payment based on what the agreed upon amount. And if you weren't ready to start the project based on how we do the contract, we could be like, okay, well, we're purchasing it now, so that way we could deal with starting the project in like January or February or whenever you feel like you're going to be ready with your project. So that would definitely be cool. Let me know if you have more questions. And yeah, that's what I wanted for you. Beautiful. So I want to make sure to do that shout out for my writing services. I totally just planned it last minute. Originally, I wasn't going to do a discount for the holiday for the Black Friday weekend, but I'm like, all right, why not? I could probably afford to take on 1 to 2 more clients. I could probably do 2 more clients, at least with my upcoming schedule. So definitely reach out if you have any questions. And that's all that I got for that announcement. All right. And now for announcement number last one. Okay. So for our 4th major announcement. Now I know those of you have probably not heard this one yet. So for those of you who know, for those of you who've been in the community the past couple months, you have seen that I have been incorporating and including more members of the community into the streams. You guys saw that we've had guest speakers, and I mean for the podcast and for specialty streams. You guys saw that with the Freaky Friday competition. We had included, I did it as a co-sponsored event with Miss Penelope. And the Freaky Friday Anthology and the competition was a collaborative deal that was super cool. Penelope brought me the original idea. We talked back and through it. It was a lot more work than we anticipated, and it was an incredible experience. From the Adventure Right Now series that I partnered with Soul to bring the Adventure Right Now series to life and bringing the Hermes manuscript and the game to life for and with you guys. Those were only possible because back in August, I put out a call to the community for those who wanted to be more involved. We're reaching the end of the year, so I'm putting out another call to the community. If you want to be more involved with the WriteNow community, Or let's say you're like, okay, I'm thinking about streaming, or I'm thinking that I want to get more experience. Reach out. I am putting out another call for a community member. If you want to be more involved, or you want to get experience with live streaming, with doing writing live streams, or anything of the sort. Essentially, what we would do, if you're interested in being more involved with the community in some way, shape, or form, all you have to do is you can reach out to me. Let me know that you're interested in being involved. If you have a specific thing, a specific event, you're like, hey, you know what? I could see us doing this, or I could see us doing this, this, or this. Pitch it to me. Essentially, the way that I frame it is I will help produce it. I have 10 years of YouTube knowledge and expertise that hopefully we're proving through this through live streaming this past year. So essentially, I could help you produce a Right Now event in the future. Now is the time to pitch it. So if there's something that's really been on your mind, reach out to me and we will talk. Or let's say you're like, hey, you know what? I want to help out more, but I don't really know what it is that I want to do. I just know that I want to be more involved. We absolutely have options for that because I realize that long-term sustainability for this channel only works as a collaborative effort. I'm not going to stop the daily live streams anytime soon. My goal is to stream daily for as long as I am able to. The only thing that's going to stop me at this point in my life is being in the hospital. So anything that's anything medical related would probably be the only thing that would prevent me from continuing and getting that daily consistency, the daily writing live stream goal, at least for the foreseeable future. However, in the long term, because I plan 6 months, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and years out, because I do plan so far out, my goal, as always, is to make Right Now a community collaborative experience, which I hope and I know that you guys have been able to see from the foundations and from what we have so far, right? You guys can see the value that we get, the value that you get just from the Discord. And this is only the beginning of it. So definitely, absolutely, I would love to have more of you involved. If you feel like you don't have very much experience, the great thing is you can always learn, and I'm always happy to teach you. So it's definitely a really, really cool experience. I would love to involve other community members, whether that's something like, hey, I want to do a specialty type of live stream event, or hey, I want to do something that's like easier for like the Discord. I think there's so many ways to go about it, and really the mind is the limit, right? So it comes down to what you want and what you want to achieve with your personal goals. What I do know for a fact, if you're an author and you don't have a pre-established brand on social media and your goal is to self-publish, you're going to have to build up an author brand of some type to be successful. Indie and traditional publishing, you don't necessarily have to have that same branding, but they're still going to look for it. Based on what authors say, you should still have a social media presence of some type. Of course, social media should be way, way a secondary concern over writing. If you are at a point in your life where you can't write to some level of consistency, then social media should be a low bottom priority. If you're at a point of your life where like, hey, you know what? I'm writing with some level of consistency, and consistency for you is based on your lifestyle and how well you know yourself. If you haven't written in months and you haven't chosen to take a break, then maybe I would challenge the consistency. But if you've been writing at least on some type of maybe weekly basis, or maybe you skipped 1 week because life has been busy, like that's all right. Life happens. But if you've been writing on some level of consistent basis, and either you're published already or you're getting close to be published, then you are definitely going to want to build up that social media presence. Absolutely. So, absolutely. All right. Penelope. I know that's funny, like power outage. I thought about that as well. And there's an area I was considering moving to that deals with high power outages. If I ever lived in an area that dealt with a lot of high power outages, I'd have to invest in some type of generator. But if there's a power outage, I will just stream from my phone. Like I'm always going to have my phone on me. So even the elements will not stop me. I will still stream through thick or thin. And if something ever happened to me and I was in the hospital, I'd probably still try to stream from the hospital. Let me tell you, I'm motivated. Nothing short of death is going to stop me, guys. I promise you. Let's see. Penelope, like I 100% recommend bugging Kaufman with your ideas. I plan on doing it later tonight. Woo, I love it. Bring all your ideas, my friends. Absolutely love. One of the things that I really, really appreciate about this, I love hearing other writers' ideas, right? Because I know at the end of the day, as a writer, your goal, I imagine, is as you're writing your book, you're probably thinking about that next step of like, okay, I want to get the book out there. How do you get attention? And it's a bit of a process to build your brand. I love using my knowledge to be able to help you refine something that could be a successful strategy. I have ideas, but I don't know if they're big enough. Courtney, what I would recommend is share your ideas anyways. Yeah, I would say shoot me a message on Discord, share your ideas anyways, and I can tell you if there's ideas are too big, too little, or where they would fall in based on my knowledge. Um, yeah, because the truth is you don't know until you try. And I think that's definitely very important. So definitely, and Courtney, like for all you know, you could have an idea that you don't think is big enough, but I either myself or one of the others might actually have a very similar idea that we're already planning. So I think every single writer in this community comes from a different background, a different expertise, and a different worldview, which is why I love bringing other writers because it's not all about me. I know where my YouTube experience is, and I know where my consistency and my work ethic is. I don't expect anybody to be me. I want everybody to be themselves because I want to learn from everybody's experience. So definitely recommend bringing your idea, Courtney. That'd be awesome. Hey, there we go, ML. Courtney, the largest wildfires had to start with a spark. I like that, ML. Great quote. ML, that wins my quote of the week for sure. The largest wildfires had to start with a spark. And Zealot's Den, by the way, welcome. I saw your question about religion, not on topic, so I don't bring it up. This is purely a writing based channel. But thank you for sharing and welcome to the community. I'd be curious to hear if Zealots, if you do any type of writing and what type of writing is important to you. I'd love to hear that. All right. And Tiara, yo, I'll hit you up later, Kaufman. I'd love to get more involved. Yes, Tiara, I would absolutely love that as well, my friend. So definitely feel free to shoot me a message over Discord and we'll talk more. Yes, I'm super excited. And I mean, I know Penelope is here, so Penelope can attest, but like back in, I want to say July, when we did the first holiday writing event, the Write-a-thon, which that was the first ever holiday writing event we did. It was a 6-hour live stream, super fun. If you want to watch the replay, I think it's linked down in the YouTube description, maybe, or it's under holiday writing events on the YouTube channel playlist. But that was the first time I know Penelope and Soul had really done a live stream experience. And then that transition to them reaching out to me. And like you guys see them on the stream all the time, right? Whether it's during the writing groups where it's more than just them, we have other writers from the community as well. But you guys have seen the specialty events that we've done. So definitely. Thank you so much. Awesome. And I'm so excited. I know you and me both. Guys, All right. I was like, oh yeah, I should so that's the big announcement. I actually have one more announcement, which I know you guys are already aware of, but definitely I'll bring this up. I'm think I'm gonna be in a cadence of, at least for now, I think I'm open to bringing on 1 to 2 more community members based on the ideas. I want to make sure that if I bring on somebody, that I can invest the time based on whatever works for us. So I think that's important. So I'm making sure to space it out so I don't take on too many people, but definitely reach out to me. I would love that. Let's see. And then zealots, you're like, that was so courteous. Thank you. Yeah, and I mean, I actually, I really believe I want to bring in people from all walks of life. So glad to have you in the drop by the community, my friend. I'm a daily writing live streamer. Today is day 336. I think 336. Consecutive writing live streams, day 336. Almost at the year goal. I'm like, woo, almost there. So definitely, if you're ever needing any like motivation, we're here every day. We definitely, you said you're not a writer, but you love reading, mainly philosophy and psychology. We definitely have a lot of readers in the community, my friend. So definitely a lot of readers. I love psychology myself. I had always considered going into therapy if I hadn't been had such a love for writing. So, but I definitely love psychology of people, characters, understanding why people do what they do. So then I can turn them into characters and create better stories. You know what? I try. I try, but it took me a while to get here. It definitely took me quite a while to get here, my friend. I was not always like this, especially in my college days. Not the case. This took about 10 years of customer service experience, 10 years of working with clients, both freelance and then also working in Hollywood, and just dealing with so many different personality types, both from a barista standpoint and as a manager standpoint. So it just really took me a while to understand that. And then also understanding myself, right? I was very, very unaware, extremely immature back in my college days. It took, but once I hit a level of maturity, I was like, then that was great for me, but definitely took me a while. I really appreciate that, though. Thank you for saying that. I know. I can't believe it, Bobby. I did not know when I started this. I didn't know if I was going to be able to be successful. I remember when I first spoke about this with my family, and I'm like, yeah, I think I'm gonna try this because I had already moved, but I hadn't told them what I was gonna do specifically. I'm like, yeah, I think I'm gonna try live streaming every day. And they just looked at me and they're like, are you crazy? And I was like, yes, I'm a crazy writer. So I did not know that I was going to be successful on this. And I know, like, I think once I had hit by the time I had hit like March, and that was what, 30, 60, about 90 days in, I felt pretty confident. I was like, okay, I had gotten a good routine. I'm in a good lifestyle. Like I feel confident I can make it to the year. And then over the course of the past like 2 months, I know you guys have been hearing me say, as I've been thinking towards the end of the year, and I'm thinking of what does 2025 look like? So speaking of this, let's get to the last announcement. Let me pull up. Let's see. Let me pull this up. Bear with me as I pull up the last announcement for the stream. All right. So once again, so I know I announced this last week, but this is a reiteration and a re-announcement of the Right Now-a-thon. This is going to be our 4th major holiday writing event at the end of the year. So this is going to be a 2 to 3 day virtual live writing festival. A virtual live writing festival. We are probably going to have, based on what I'm seeing so far, anywhere between 30 to 50, maybe even more, depending, like where I have a lot of interest in this, of different types of writers, creators, and artists being involved in this. This is going to be one of the biggest things I have ever tried to do. And I love it. I absolutely love it. I want to figure out, how do I bring you exponential value for people outside of myself? I believe in what I'm saying, but I also believe that as writers, that we should be improving on hearing multiple points of view, multiple perspectives from other writers who are either in a similar position as you or who are at different stages, so that way you can learn different aspects of the writing process. So the Write Now-a-thon is going to be the very last weekend of December, December 28th and 29th. So it's tucked evenly between Christmas and New Year's. So Christmas is on Wednesday, December 25th. Well, New Year's is on Wednesday, January 1st. I was like, make sure I get that right. Yep. So that means you're probably, if you're taking some time off with your family, Wednesday to Wednesday, you'll probably be tired of some point. Everybody needs a break from family, like if you're with them for a week. So come take a break with us that weekend on the 28th or 29th. These are going to be all day live writing. It's going to be like a full weekend thing, and it's crazy. We have so many things planned for you guys. So the things that are going to happen or the things that are going to be scheduled, we're going to have live presentations. There's going to be live workshops where other writers and authors are going to be sharing a range of different writing topics, different writing trends. Based on what people are pitching so far, it looks like it's going to be a mix of different writing techniques, things about the author and the lifestyle, like how to brand yourself. There's going to be things about publishing and a whole range and mix of things in between. We are also going to have 4 live group discussions. So the discussions are going to be really, really epic. I'm so excited. We're not ready to announce the specific topics of the discussions quite yet. I'll probably start announcing next week. I think we'll probably announce discussions next week. And then we will begin announcing the speakers and workshops in the weeks leading up. We will also have writing games. We're going to be doing live writing games with you, the community. So if you want to be involved, we got you covered. Back in the Write-a-thon back in July, we made our attempt at our first live writing game where 6 writers hopped onto the live stream and we wrote a story together in under 30 minutes. We came up with the very clever story. Oh God, I'm blanking on the name. Penelope, I don't know if you're here. What was the name of our story? It was about Wizafina, the vampire wizard mermaid princess. I'm pretty sure that's what it was called. Wizafina, the vampire wizard mermaid princess. We wrote this hilarious story. It was like the funniest thing I've ever written with other people. And we wrote it in under 30 minutes, going line by line. Basically, each person, one writer wrote one sentence. The next writer added a sentence, and we did that for 30 minutes, and we came out with a really hilarious story. It was great. The space wizard mermaid Gandalfina. Yes, Gandalfina, the space wizard mermaid. I was like, wow. Yeah, I need to send that out. I'll probably send that out in one of the newsletters. I was like, that was actually a really fun story. Because I was like, where did I post it? We posted it on socials at the time, but it's a little old. So I'll probably include that in one of the upcoming Art of Writing newsletters. And by the way, if you are enjoying the stream or you want to be more involved with the community, follow and subscribe. We're here every day with the Write Now community. Whether you're looking for daily writing motivation, other writers to chat with, or you want to be a better writer, we got it all. We got new things every day, so definitely make sure to tap those buttons and you'll be alerted when we go live. Awesome. So with the Write Now-a-thon, I was like, what are all the things that we are focusing on with it? Let me pull up the blurb. Okay, so the Write Now-a-thon is celebrating the art of writing. We're celebrating all writing progress made in 2024 because everyone here has made some great progress. We're celebrating any published books that we in the community have launched in 2024. We are going to be celebrating and having some conversations about what the writing industry of 2025 looks like. We will also be celebrating the 366 consecutive days of this Write Now community. So we're going to have some major announcements. I'm going to be sharing and revealing some upcoming changes to the WriteNow community for the 2025 calendar year. Additionally, I will also be revealing any of you guys who are familiar with like how Marvel, how Disney will do their release schedule. They will do like a reveal for all the upcoming like Marvel or Star Wars movies over the next couple years. I'm going to be following a similar format, and we will be revealing as a huge announcement during the Write-a-thon the major holiday writing events of 2025. So then it will give you just something to look forward to for our major holiday events. We've been really thinking about it. I've been taking your feedback, and I've been thinking about okay, what are some holiday events that have worked well? What are some other ones that we want to try? Yeah, I'll probably throw up a poll in the future if there's things that people want to see. But like I said, this is the fourth one. The Write-a-thon was holiday event number 1. The Flash Fiction Contest was holiday event number 2. Adventure Right Now was holiday event number 3. And then the WriteNow-a-thon is holiday event number 4. So we will be announcing all 4 of those. We'll be announcing the 2025 schedule during the WriteNow-a-thon. And then additionally, like, guys, I'm not even done with this. Like, additionally, we are going to be doing giveaways. We are going to be doing free giveaways. Like I'm telling you guys, just by showing up to the live streams, you are going to be able to have the chance to receive free books, merchandise, tools, and services to just help you be a better writer or to help fuel that reading habit that I know you have. So the WriteNow-a-thon is going to be truly epic. It is my goal to end 2024 off for the writing community on a bang. So that way we can go into 2025 with an awesome head start and an awesome like jump start and goal setting for our writing. Whew, all right, I'm stoked about that. All right, so I am very, very excited about the WriteNow-a-thon. You can expect, now that it is December, you'll be able to expect more announcements over the weeks to come. We will start announcing and revealing our speaker lineup by the middle of the month. So those of you who want to tune in at specific times, like, hey, I want to go to that top, or I want to go to that topic, or I want to go to that topic, you'll be able to plan ahead. So we will start revealing our speaker lineup mid-December. You can kind of think of it as the WriteNow-a-thon is the best cross between a festival and a live writing convention. So it is probably the first of its kind. Mostly what you see online tend to be writing conventions, and I want it to feel like it's something different. I want it to be a celebration. Awesome. Great questions. What were the dates again for the WriteNow-a-thon? The very last weekend of December. So it's going to be December 28th and December 29th. Great question. I was like, did I say that right? Yep. So Saturday, December 28th and Sunday, December 29th, we will be having a kickoff event on Friday, December 27th on our Friday live stream. So great question, my friend. We will also be posting the schedule in the weeks to come. So like I said, we got so much going on, especially with this WriteNow-a-thon. And I really want to make sure I can like get all the logistics right so we can really deliver a quality experience. Hey, what's up, Megan? Welcome. Writing this during my break at work. Glad you're able to hop on, my friend. We've been talking about a bunch of announcements today for the WriteNow community. Definitely watch the replay if you wanted to catch up on any of it. We were just talking about the WriteNow-a-thon. Okay, perfect. And I was like, I said that was all the announcements, but I lied. I have another announcement. I was like, oh man, I thought I had caught all of them as well. Okay, so that's the WriteNow-a-thon. Once again, if you want to know more, there's some details down in the YouTube description. I'll probably be creating some type of landing page somewhere that details it, or maybe I'll just set the event. I haven't decided. So we'll create something for that soon, and that means I'll probably start Yeah, I'll probably start a Discord channel for it next week. All right. So with that being said, last writing announcement. So for this week, let me pull it up. So for those of you who missed out, or those of you who missed, generally, this is probably the channel's most popular, consistent weekend live stream. Depending on the guest, the Create Right Now podcast and the Story and Critique show go back and forth depending on which one tends to be more the most popular. But the Story and Critique show was always one of the first ones that I started, and I have always loved running with the format. So I am proud to be able to re-announce that we are finally returning with the Story and Critique show. So the Critique show is back. What is the Critique show? So for those of our community members, you guys remember and are very well aware of it. It's a really great experience for you to get free feedback on a book or story or script excerpt. All you have to do is down in the YouTube description, as I make sure I posted it. Yep, Story and Critique show. So down in the YouTube description, go submit your story excerpt at the link. And what it is your story will be read live by myself. You will get, it's a free reading and then a free critique. Essentially, this is a great way for you to receive feedback. I kind of like to think of this as the critique is kind of like a healthy mix between kind of like what you would expect from maybe like an alpha read from because alpha reads tend to be more from industry professionals. Beta reads tend to be from more of your readership. And I was like, well, I don't think I'm like an industry professional, but I was like, I feel like I do have some level of expertise. Enthusiast. I'm a writing enthusiast. So I would say that the critique ends up being a cross between like an alpha beta read and then kind of a developmental edit, kind of what you would see, as we help suggest ideas on how to fix like the characters, the world, the plot, and things that we're able to pick up on an initial cold read. You'll also see everybody who shows up in the comments are always so cool about offering feedback, offering insight, and offering advice, because this is a group effort. We're all trying to improve our stories bit by bit. So definitely make sure to go submit your story right now. Our next episode, I want to say what? It is the 32nd episode of the Critique Show, will be this Saturday. So it's our Saturday live stream. Definitely looking forward to getting back in this format. I miss the Critique Show a lot. One of my favorite things is to not knowing what stories I'm going to get. And then when I review the story submissions on Friday and Saturday, I'm like getting like a nice, like healthy range of all these different story types. So definitely make sure you submit your story. And yeah, that is the Critique show on Saturday. Once again, the link for the submission is down in the YouTube description under our holiday events. Woof. All right. I was like, I think I got through. That's all the announcements. I feel great. I was like, okay, I don't have that many announcements today. And clearly I'm hitting that hour mark, and I had an hour's worth of announcements. So I was wrong. Let's see. Okay, Kaufman, when I send you mine, feel free to change any words that are not appropriate for live streaming. There will be a ton of cursing in mine. Yeah, I don't think cursing's a problem right now, but you can always just add that as a note in the submission link. If you think like, hey, is this too much cursing? You could just like add that as a note, and that's something I can check for. Awesome. So that is what I got for you guys today. Clearly, we didn't have enough time to do a free write, which means that I will be back tomorrow with another writing live stream. All right. So creative writing, I will throw up the schedule for y'all. So if you're not on the Art of Writing newsletter list, then here is the schedule. Let's see, December 8th. Here we go. Perfect. So here's the schedule. Here's my streaming schedule for the week. Yep, December 2nd. So obviously we did our Right Now updates. Tomorrow, My stream's going to be a little on the later side. It's late for a Tuesday because I had to I have some other things that I have to take care of out of my control. So tomorrow will be a late stream. And then we'll be back Wednesday for the Right Now Writers group. Thursday and Friday will be our, mid-late afternoon. And then Saturday and Sunday back to 2 p.m. with our critique show on Saturday. So once again, all of our times are in Mountain Time Zone. Pacific would be 1 hour behind. Central plus 1 hour. Eastern plus 2. All right. And that is the schedule for the week. And say I want to, what do we got? Like, Tara, I want to submit something, but I'm not sure what I want to submit. Much to think about, LMAO. I would, and I highly recommend, Tiara, what I realize or what I notice from these things is some people are really good about submitting early, but a lot of writers will submit on Friday and Saturday. You guys know me. I will try to get through as many stories as I can, but I'm only able to get to a limited number. So I always highly recommend submit sooner rather than later. Based on the number of submissions I receive, then I'm able to prioritize ones that I have not received, or I'm able to prioritize the ones that are received sooner. The only times that I will prioritize not the date of submission is first time submissions, because I think the first time somebody submits, we want to value and recognize that, because we want to bring new writers into the community. So yeah, so we'll see who submits this weekend. Otherwise, it just ends up being in order of when I receive them. Let's see. I want to submit something, but I'm not sure. Mary, I emailed a chapter for the story and critique. Excellent. Mary, what I'm going to do, I did see that email and I just hadn't had time to respond to it quite yet. Mary, yep. Let's go send. All right, there you go, Mary. So I just dropped the link down in the YouTube chat. If you could just resubmit it just to the submission form. What I've done is I've tried to move away from the emails because I realized what's happening was sometimes certain things could get lost. So I've really tried to standardize the whole submission process with that form. It just helps me keep things much organized. And then I don't have to ask all these questions of things that I just need to know, right? For each of the submissions, things like, all right, what's the title? What's the preferred pen name? What draft is it on? I realized that I need to treat a first draft differently than a final draft because they're just in much different states. So it's just things like that has really helped. Kaufman, is that in Eastern time or your time zone? So Bobby, great question. My schedules are always posted in my time zone, which is Mountain. Yeah, I made the decision a while back because we have writers from all time zones in the US market. So I kind of do yeah. So I realized I couldn't cater to any one time zone because we're kind of spread out. So I'm all right, well, I'll just go with my time zone and get everyone used to that for now. I guess it'll be a change if I end up changing time zones again in the future. But yeah, so your time zone, Bobby, if you're in Eastern time zone, would be +2 for any of these. Great question. Excellent. And yeah, so I will be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific, 4, 5, 6, 7 p.m. Eastern for another Kaufman Write, some writing sprints. We'll see if I end up doing Hermes or Scarecrow. I miss Scarecrow. All right, but I'll be back. And most importantly, if you enjoyed this stream, tap that like button your way out. Help me show the algorithm that writing streams are cool. All right, my friends. Unfortunately, that brings us to the end of the stream. Don't forget, words are wind, but stories are forever. I'm Kaufman, and I'll catch you on the morrow. Stay creative, writers.